đi sứ mệnh tuyệt vời, rộn ràng vui vang vang sáng những tiếng cười, luôn trân trọng biết ơn người thầy yêu quý. Đời đã cháy mentor ta cùng đồng hành, mình cùng nhau chung tay kiến tạo tòa nhà, gửi niềm vui cho ai sống với bao dung. Hãy sẻ chia cho nhau tình yêu biết ơn. Tuổi trẻ 20 sức sống tràn đầy, theo bước quyết hồn đời luôn dấn thân. Tuổi trẻ 20 sức sống tràn đầy, chung tay kiến tạo cuộc đời an vui. Này bạn ơi, mentor ta là một nhà, một niềm tin quyết hôn chính là bạn tình. Bạn tình đó ta yêu ta nhớ mỗi ngày, trong cộng đồng ngày đêm ta luôn yêu mến. Nhà mình đó quyết hôn giữa lòng Sài Gòn, cùng sẻ chia yêu thương thắm tình nồng nàn. Nhà của ta an vui nhân cách kiện toàn, chuyện hiện thực là việc của mình suốt đời. Cho đi sứ mệnh tuyệt vời, rộn ràng vui vang vang sáng những tiếng cười, luôn trân trọng biết ơn người thầy yêu quý. Tình đã cháy mentor ta cùng đồng hành, mình cùng nhau chung tay kiến tạo tòa nhà, gửi niềm vui cho ai sống với bao dung. Hãy sẻ chia cho nhau tình yêu nguyên hồ. Tuổi trẻ 20 sức sống tràn đầy, theo bước quyết hồn đời luôn dấn thân. Tuổi trẻ 20 sức sống tràn đầy, chung tay kiến tạo cuộc đời an vui. Tuổi trẻ 20 sức sống tràn đầy, theo bước quyết hồn đời luôn dấn thân. Tuổi trẻ 20 sức sống tràn đầy, chung tay kiến tạo cuộc đời an vui. Trao nhau nụ cười, tặng đời một ước mơ. Trao nhau nụ cười, tặng người niềm hy vọng. Trao nhau nụ cười, tặng mình tương lai sáng tươi. Cho nhau hy vọng, cuộc sống này tốt tươi. Trên môi nụ cười, tặng đời một đóa hoa. Trên môi nụ cười, tặng người tình nhân loại. Trên môi nụ cười, tặng bình an vui tiếng cười. Yêu thương chân thành, xin tặng nhau một nụ cười. Xin hãy tặng đời một nụ cười của chân thành. Xin hãy tặng người một nụ cười tuổi ấu thơ. Và xin hãy tặng riêng mình một nụ cười của chính mình, để ta đi tới cuộc sống đầy hương mơ. Chỉ một nụ cười làm thay đổi giang sơ, chỉ một nụ cười chuyển hóa một cuộc đời. Chỉ một nụ cười làm thay đổi kiếp người. Trao nhau nụ cười, tặng đời một nắng mai. Trao nhau nụ cười, tặng người vẫn mây hồng. Trao nhau nụ cười, tặng mình sương sớm mai. Yêu thương nhân loại, lên tặng nhau một nụ cười. tương lai sáng tươi, cho nhau hy vọng cuộc sống này tốt tươi. Trên mỗi nụ cười tặng đời một đóa hoa, trên mỗi nụ cười tặng người tình nhân loại, trên mỗi nụ cười tặng bình an vui tiếng cười, yêu thương chân thật xin tặng nhau một nụ cười. Xin hãy tặng đời một nụ cười cũng chẳng thơ. Xin hãy tặng người một nụ cười tuổi ấu thơ, và xin hãy tặng riêng mình một nụ cười của chính mình, để ta đi tới cuộc sống đời ước mơ. Chỉ một nụ cười làm thay đổi xa xưa, chỉ một nụ cười chỉ hóa một cuộc đời, chỉ một nụ cười làm thay đổi kiếp người. Trao nhau nụ cười tặng đời một nắng mai, trao nhau nụ cười tặng người thuở mây hồng, trao nhau nụ cười tặng mình sương sớm mai. Yêu thương nhân loại nên tặng nhau một nụ cười, yêu thương nhân loại nên tặng nhau nụ cười tươi.
We're going to continue with the session today. Yesterday, teacher Kiến shared with us about the material manifestations of tolerance. Is that right? So yesterday, teacher Kiến shared with us the material manifestations of tolerance. Okay, so regarding tolerance, it's very blessed and fortunate for us that since the day we had the reality, the triangle reality or the triangle of reality, we managed to basically simplify all the material manifestation in our lives. Since then, we'll be able to informationize, energize, and materialize all the aspects of our life. Okay. So according to UNESCO, tolerance is respecting and understanding the differences of others in customs, beliefs, ways of life, faith, religions, races, and actions. It means allowing others to do things one might not personally agree with within reasonable limit. so that they may naturally grow toward goodness. Okay. So that is the material manifestation of tolerance. And today we continue with the energies of tolerance. Okay, please write down the energies of tolerance. So tolerance is an inner state. Tolerance is an inner state. Tolerance is an inner state of inner state when desires and perception, tánh tham and tưởng. Okay, when desire, tánh tham, and perception, là tưởng, come to keys. Tolerance is an inner awareness when desire and perception comes to keys. What does it mean? Okay, tolerance is an inner awareness when desire and perceptions come to keys. So we already learned about the human energetic structures, and we know that desire and perceptions are the focal points, okay, the centers of the human energetic structures. So desire and perception is the central points of 16 human natures. Okay, for example, you have a kid, and your kid from grade 1 to grade 12, your kid is always a good student, always excellent in the class. Okay, and because of that, your desire and perception about your kid increase. But one day when your kids enrolls in university and they failed, then you start being resentful, okay, and being angry with your kid. Okay, so why did that happen? Because that is your only kid, and you have him being excellent students in grade 1 to grade 12. So your expectation and your desire, your perception of the expectation that your kids will do good in university, right? In any test in life later on, okay? And because of that, when the kids failed at the university test, you get angry and you get resentful toward your kids, okay? And that's because you have already get attached to your desire and these perceptions about the expectation for your kid. Okay, so in our society nowadays, we don't know why, but most people who lead a good lives, they difficult to have the tolerance from other people. Okay, so the people who lead a good life, they less likely to receive tolerance than others. For example, if you have two kids, one of them's always a good kid, behaves nice, they always do good conduct, study excellently, but in the end, that kid failed in the university test, for example. And since that moment, the whole family, okay, start resenting that kid. On the other hand, the other kid that is always behave badly, always being naughty, and doesn't listen to anyone. Okay, but one day he turned around and he's being good. Okay, he's passed the university test, for example. Then everyone start loving him so much compared to the other ones. Okay, so that's what is the reality in our society. We only can explain this by understanding the human's energetic structure, because most of us, we have high expectation for good people. Okay, we have high expectation for the people who always behave good. Okay, but one time they doing badly, just one time, then everyone will turn their back to them. But then, on the other hand, right? On the other hand, the people who always behave badly, there's no expectation. No one have any expectation for that person, and then once they achieve something good, then everyone start looking after them, and start loving them. Okay, so that's how the reality of society is. Okay, which should be the opposite, right? The good people should be should receive more tolerance than the bad people. Okay, and that's why in our society now, the good people, they have too much pressure on them. Okay, for example, there's a good husband, a good father, right? There's a man, he's a good husband, a good father. He always be good to everyone. But there's one time he make a mistake, one time he's being bad, then everyone will turn their back to him. But on the other hand, if there's the husband, that's father's always be a bad person, always being not very nice to everyone, being like selfish and violent to their family, for example. But there's one day he stopped doing all of that, he turned around, become a good person, then what? Because there's no expectation on him, okay, and he's being nice to other people. There's no expectation, there's no desire and perception on him, and that's why when he behaved nicely, everyone got satisfied. Okay, but the people who always do good, then the satisfaction is not enough for all people around him who has a high expectation for him. Okay, so we understand this, then we should be able to stop all of our desire and perception or high expectation for the people around us. That will help us to live in inner peace, and that will help us to tolerate other people more. So if we need to circulate our peace and appreciation, gratitude. At the moment, any moment we realize that we have high expectation for anything, anyone, we have our desire and perception getting high, then we should stop it, release it, to exit it. And it's just like me, Bit Nga. Okay, at the beginning, before I joined the organization, I didn't know anything. But then when I joined the organization, I learned all this knowledge. I've found that this information, this knowledge help people around me, help myself, people around me. And at that moment, I have anchoring myself to follow this path. Okay, and at the beginning, I was lucky enough to have our teacher to accept nurturing me and spend time to teach me, to guide me. And teacher said that whoever has free time, come to see teachers, and he will consult, he will advise, okay, and he will teach them. Okay, but back then I had so much limitations, I had so much barrier in my life. So whenever I meet our teachers, I always complained, I always resent myself and people around me. Okay, and I also keep telling my teacher that I'm ugly, I have so much bad things within me. Okay, and Then one time teacher told me things that make that I was so surprised. He said that, do you know when you came into this life, your body is, you borrow this body to live in this life, okay? So if you are not being good to it, if you resenting it, if you not nice to your body, not behave good to your body, maybe one day it's not happy and it will leave you, okay? So don't have too high expectation for yourself, okay? So at that moment, I just realized that my desire and perception is so high. So I have too much perception, and then I stop more of my desire and perception too, and I stop focus on all my weakness, stop focusing on my weakness, and only focus things on all of the goodness that I have, maximizing all the goodness that I have. For example, at the moment I have a clear eyesight, my voice is still good, I have both hands, both feet and everything working properly. So then I start looking at all the good things that I have, and I appreciate and be grateful for them. And yes, I still see all the goodness in my, all the weakness in myself, or the bad things in myself, but I just know them as they are. I do not focusing on them anymore. But I chose to focus on the good things that I have. For example, when I wake up in the morning, I tend to have allergies, some part of my skin on the face, but then I choose to only look at the nice part of my skin, and maximize it, okay? And my hair nowadays look very nice, but back then I used to do a lot of things for my hair. For example, color it, straightening it, do all lots of things to my hair so they get damaged, and it wasn't that nice. But since I learned this knowledge, okay, instead of focusing on the damaging part of my hair, I start focusing on the good part of my hair. For example, if I notice that the new parts that just growing, I've look in the mirror and compliment myself, compliment the good part of my hair, okay? And with the damaged part, I look at it and I see it as it is. That's all. So eventually, one day, my hair start recovering from the root to the end, okay? And because people told me that when my hair got damaged, people told me that I need to cut it off. I cannot recover it anymore. But I believe in this knowledge, and I keep sending the tolerant energies, appreciation, gratitude energy toward my hair. So one day it's changed, one day it's transformed. Okay, so even hair, we can do it for that can be transformed like that. Okay, with human being. Okay, we can even do it much more better. For example, if you are looking at yourself as a fat person and you only focus on that, then you are not be tolerant to yourself. But me, myself, I start looking at all the good things in me. I start looking at all the strength that I have, and I tolerate all of myself. I being appreciate, being grateful for all the good things that I have in life. So tolerance for yourself is the best way to save your tolerant. Being tolerant for others is the best way to save your future. There's a story about a girl with a strange sickness. Okay, so she every time she go to sleep, she dream about she had a dream, and in that dream she saw there's a lot of people locked inside a house, and they're screaming, crying, asking her to help them to get them out. Okay, and every time she had that dream, her sickness getting worse. Okay, and she has already go and search for all the treatment all over the world, but she still not getting any better. No one know what is her problems really is. So one day there's a wise person pointed out to her there's a Zen master on the top of the mountain, and she went to see him expecting that he'd be able to help. Okay, and after meeting him, told him her story, then the Zen master pulled out the golden key, gave it to her, and told her that whenever you go back to that dream in your sleep, okay, use this golden key to open that door of the door of the house and let everyone go. Okay, so that day she went back, and again when she go to sleep, she dreamed about that house again, and remember the Zen master's advice. She took the key out and about to open the door, but before she opened it, she has a pick. She took a pick between to look inside through the crack on the space, look through the space in the door, and she see that inside there's a lot of people who has harmed her in the past, who was being bad to her, and within that house there is a neighbor who used to treat her badly. Within the house there was a three-legged dog who used to bite her when she was a kid, and she decided that she's not going to let them go. Okay. So the next day, she went back to see the Zen master and told him that she didn't do it because of that situation. The Zen master told her that, okay, if you not open the door for everyone, then your sickness will get worse. Okay, the only way for you to save yourself is you need to urgently open the doors for those people in there. Okay, so that night she had a dream again, and this time she decided that she's gonna open the door for everyone, and she did just that. But when everyone started running outside of the house start moving and start collapsing. Okay. But at the end, in the very end of the corner of the house, she saw there's a very weak and pale girl who couldn't even walk outside of the door. So she ran inside and helped the girl to get out. Okay. So when she got the girl out, she realized that the girl is herself. Okay. And by the time both of them got out the house, it's collapsed. Next day she woke up and started feeling better. Her health already getting better every day. So she went back to see the master and asked him that what happened, why is all of that happened to her. He told her that it's because she has been carrying all of her resentment, all of her angry towards people who harm her, who treat her badly in the past, and she carrying that for most of her life.